Okay. Well, it looks like we're finally fucking live, doesn't it? There we go. How's it going? How's it going? Hey, Shanoa, how are you? What is happening in your world? You all good? Yeah, computer has been a twat, to use the technical term. Oh dear. There we go. Hello, Arabeth Neverwinter. That's a cool name. There we are. How are you doing? How was your weekend? How are you doing this fine day? Smudge, yay, you got it working. Yeah, I did. Eventually got it fucking working. Yeah, bloody computer. I want to drop kick it some days, I swear to God. It's a tedious little machine. Devin Dennison says, hey, how's it going, Devin? How are you? How's it all doing in your world? Is it all good in your prospective hood? Yeah, how is everyone doing? No worries, Arabeth. Yeah, that's a sick name, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why that's tickled me somewhat, but there we go. Yeah, how's everyone doing? What's your weekends been like? You okay, Sloth? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm not bad. I'm not bad. Like I said, the computer was doing my head in. I'm a bit tired today because I've worked out for the first time in a while. Um, so I don't know if I'll be doing the full 2 hours, especially given the fact that this was half an hour late. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Um, just finished a 10-hour exam. What the fuck? What is the exam on? That sounds intense. Bloody hell. Yeah, 10 hours. It's longer than a working day, that, isn't it? Shanoa retracted a message. What kind of madness were you typing, Shanoa? Who knows? Yeah, 10-hour exam. Good grief. Yeah, exactly. Finances. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So, bloody hell. 10-hour exam on finances. Jesus Christ, dude. I'd be dead too. Yeah. How's it going, Devon? What are you saying? What are you up to? Is it all good? How's it crack-a-lacking? 10 hours of finances. You're a champ for getting through that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't even, you know, I couldn't sit through a person talking to me about it for 10 minutes, let alone having to do a 10-hour exam. Fuck me. Shanoa, I was typing all the madness. Of course, I know what time it is. Yeah. How's everyone doing in the chat? Anyone seen anything crazy going on recently? Like I said, I'm a little bit out of it today because I'm a bit tired and shit. So um, we'll see how long this goes for. I had a little bit of a nap, but yeah, I don't know. Whenever I do weights and I haven't done them for fucking months, then it tends to kick my ass because I think I'm as strong as I was when I stopped doing it, and then yeah, I get annoyed because then I'm not. So, but it won't take long. It'll only be like a few weeks anyway. Arabeth says it's part of a degree in human services. I hate finances unless it's shoe related. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. You know, it's um, imagine like a 10-hour shoe exam. That would be pretty mad. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Human services. That sounds intriguing as well. It's is that along the lines of human resources or um, is it something completely different? Devon, I was guessing it was something like that, the exam. Katie, I got my COVID vaccine the other day and I am tired too. Well, I mean, it's a good job that you got it, Katie. There you go. Was that your first one or your second? Because the first one kicked my ass, but it had like a knock-on effect to my Fabry disease. So I had like an attack from that. Um, and then the second one was fine, but yeah, just that sort of made me a bit dizzy and a bit tired. But it was nothing like the first one. The first one fucking destroyed me. Um, for like 3 solid days, and then I was fine. KT, my first shot. Okay, then. So yeah, hopefully your second one will be fine in that instance. Um, Shanoa, I discovered Solstheim. Oh, there you go. So you're over in Morrowind. In Skyrim, I've been very busy this afternoon. Awesome. Yeah, well, I mean, Skyrim's just the game. If anyone knows me on this channel at all, then they know that I fucking love Skyrim. It's the best. It is wicked. Arabeth, it's a general degree people acquire when becoming managers in social care. It's honestly boring, okay? Well, it's obviously, it's not boring to you because you're doing it at the end of the day. So, yeah. No, I mean, that's cool at the end of the day. It's, I mean, doing a 10-hour exam just shows dedication no matter what it's for at the end of the day. So that's what I say on that, Arabeth. So don't downplay yourself. We don't play by that shit here unless it's me downplaying myself, and then I'll do that all if I fucking want. Shanoa, hey Katie, Junkie Dal. Second dose made me vomit. Real ad. Oh yeah. Oh, real bad. Yeah. I thought you were just saying ad like Adam. Yeah, well, it would depend on which one did you have. I mean, I had the Pfizer, but I mean, at the same time, they all sort of react differently to people, don't they? Or people react differently to them. So it depends, really, I guess. But yeah, um, first vaccine knocked me for 6. Second one I got on Friday, and it was grand enough. Okay, let me see if I can guess where you're from. Well, if you're saying grand, I'm going to assume Ireland, maybe. Nancy, my brother tried to see if a magnet would stick to my arm. Wow. I mean, uh, is there cause to think that a magnet would stick to your arm? Are you metallized in some fashion? Are you secretly the Terminator, and we don't know that, Nancy? What's the crack with that? Devin, Sloth, you're banned from downplaying yourself. Shh. Shh. Shanoa, no, you will not. I will not have it, mister. Okay. Junkie, Phaser, got me dirty. Oh, right. Yeah, Pfizer. Yeah. Okay. I was like, Phaser, that sounds cool. But yeah, if it's the PHZI, is it? Oh, yeah, PHIZER, I think it is. Yeah, first one fucked me up as well, dude. So yeah, I think it does with a lot of people. Like a lot of people, it tends to be the first one, but then that makes sense because I mean, that's your body sort of coping with it for the first time. So that makes a lot of sense. Um, After all of this is through, I will never complain about the flu ever again. I'm just going to put it that way. Although I was saying this to my mum the other day, I was like, "Fan, it's been great not being, for the last year, not catching so much as a cold, even, because obviously we're isolating and wearing masks and all that shit. So, yeah, I don't know. I might just wear a mask anyway because everyone else is a dirty bastard. um, do, 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 do. Arabus says, yep. And Nancy says, I guess he heard that the vaccine had magnets. As he spent a lot of time on Facebook, is what I would say to that, Nancy. He's young and super gullible. So, yeah, I'm going to assume he has spent a lot of time on Facebook, if that's the case. Smudge says, don't forget to thumbs up the live, guys. Yeah, come on, don't be stingy. Don't be that. Don't be those people who never like shit. I had coffee at 11 p.m. I can't sleep now, and I'm hyper. You're having coffee at 11 p.m. What do you think? What did you think was going to happen, Arabeth? That's not grand. That's not grand. Nancy, I'm going to wear masks as soon as I see kids have flu symptoms. Yeah, if anyone even remotely sneezes around me, I'm just gonna first boot them away and then put on a mask. Silly Arabeth. Sounds like something I do if I drank coffee. Yeah, well, I stay up until like 4 or 5 with my, I never drink coffee and I very rarely drink tea unless it's like the winter. So yeah, that's just my brain keeping me up till fuck knows when. Um, Devon, Welcome to the no sleep gang, Arabath. Yeah. Yeah, we don't sleep here. It's not what it's about, to be fair. The Qzite is laughing like no one's business, and Shanoa says, I wish coffee would do that to me. Lol. I can drink a ton and then go to sleep. Okay. It's weird how that works for some people. I mean, yeah, it's just but yeah, I don't know. I never really liked the taste of coffee, even, to be honest. I remember when I used to work in this office years ago, and there was a coffee machine where it wasn't even really coffee because it was like that vended coffee. But I just used that to like stay awake because I was going out all night. I was still like at the point where I was like going out every other night with my mates and that. And then I figured out that Pro Plus existed, and I was like, "Fuck that shit! I'm just gonna take these Pro Plus and stay awake um, during my job and all of that." Do 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 do. Arabath, very silly of me indeed, Smudge. Thank you, Devon. Uh, Welcome to the No Sleep Gang. Okay. Chispa, hey everyone, can't stay long. About to start my stream, my Twitch stream in a few, but just wanted to come in and say hey. Well, hey, how's it going, Chispa? I hope everything goes well in your stream. It's magical and that you get all the bits and subs that your little heart could desire. Everyone's saying hello. Smudge, I hate coffee. My general rule of thumb is to not eat or drink anything I have to I have to learn to like. Okay, yeah, I get you. I'm the same. Yeah, if I'm like not that into it, I'm not gonna force myself just so that we can like do coffee. Hey, do you want to do a coffee, man? Nah, I'm good. I'm fine. No, I don't need to drink that. Thank you very much to hang out with people, to be honest. Okay. Everyone saying hello, hello. Arabeth could also be the can of Monster I just had before the coffee that didn't help. You're just unleashing crazy facts on us right now. So it's like 11 o'clock in Arabeth's world, and she's like, tell you what, it's 11 o'clock at night. Fuck the sleep. I'm gonna neck a fucking a monster. It's funny how like with energy drinks they always have to be called like monster or like Satan's broth or shit like this, It's just like it always has to be like really extreme. And then on top of that, Arabeth decided to have a coffee. But we're not judging, but at the end of the day, if you're gonna be up at 5 o'clock, I mean I can't really say anything because I just do that for shits and giggles, really. Everything is moving so fast and slow at the same time. Oh wow, yeah, that's reminds me of a few nights out I used to have when I was younger. The Qzite says, if I have coffee, I guarantee it's 80% milk and creamer with a dash of coffee. Yeah, that's pretty much how I used to play it too. All the sugar, all the milk. So it's as uncoffee like as possible. Um, that's basically how I used to play it. Excuse me. I do like tea, but I'm British, so obviously. Shanoa says, "Oh, excuse me, guys. Our both going to be running up the wall soon. Yeah, just in a circle, just until the carpet wears through, and then they go down into the ground floor." Q's like, and sugar. Always got to have the sugar. I don't understand. I mean, I guess if you're like necking tons and tons of sugar, I can see it'll be bad for you, but I don't really eat too much, to be honest. So I'll have as much fucking sugar in my tea as I damn well please. Devon, I only drink coffee to stay awake because narcol, narcolepsy, narcolepsy, meds don't work on me. Okay. Um, that's a bummer then in that case. Chispa, I don't like coffee at all. The smell makes me gag, you and me both. I only use a tiny bit in my hot chocolate, but only a tiny bit to the point you can't taste it. Why do you have it in your hot chocolate then? Is my question to that. I'm intrigued. Smudge ODing on caffeine. Beth, yeah, she's gonna neck a few more Pro Plus just to seal the deal. So like, no sleep tonight. um, yeah, like I said, I mean, when I used to do my raving days and whatnot, Yeah, we certainly weren't using that to stay up for fucking days on end. It was something else, but we won't talk about that because we're on YouTube and everything is family friendly here. Arabeth, someone poke me off the ceiling. Devon, I'll get the broom. Shanoa, I'm the same Qzite. Nancy, this brings back memories of college. It's where I met my husband while on a sugar run. Nice, nice. That's like that's like the movies, isn't it? Hey, do you have any sugar? And they met and they shared a coffee. And it's been magical ever since. Yeah, that's like a some Love Actually type shit. That is. Arabeth, I feel like I am the Skyrim. Yeah, I like that. I am the Skyrim. um, just for the caffeine. Oh, okay. So you're literally just in it for the caffeine, and coffee enhances the taste of chocolate in the correct amounts. Oh, fair play, fair play. Um, Arabeth, Neverwinter. Nancy, that's so lovely. It is, isn't it? That's I like that. Sloth, I remembered you were supposed to tell the story. Finally, my brain is working. Which story? Oh, fuck, man. Tenerife, the week that was Tenerife when I was 17, and that was my first. I say first, it was like my only drinking holiday, really. But yeah, it's where like a group of mates go on holiday specifically for the purposes of coming back paler than when they went out there. Because I looked like shit coming off that holiday. Remember, my mum picked me up from the airport, and she was like picked me up and one of my mates. It was like, man, you guys look worse than when you went out there, and we were like, yeah, didn't really see the sun too much, to be fair. We were sleeping during the day most of the time. Um, oh, fuck, man. Um, well, I guess I'll gather around kids. I guess I'm telling the story of when when I got fucked up in Tenerife many times over then. Grab a snack, get your drink. In fact, actually, I'll fill up this water before I do because I'm going to be talking for a little bit. I'm not going to go until like obscene o'clock tonight, but yeah, I'll keep it brief. Okay, I have to think where to. I guess the place to start would be the beginning. I guess, really, wouldn't it? That's usually the place to begin. There's a few facets to this story, um, because I mean we were there for I guess like 7 days, but there's like some funny shit to do with like the lead up to it. Um, okay, so it was like, so how many of us went? It was me, my mate Stan, Alex, Raf, um, Dan's Mrs. Charlie, Sean, and Sean's Mrs. Carly. Okay, right. Yeah, I've got it down in my head now. So, okay. Before we went, right, so we were like, okay, let's plan this. It was like the end of college, and we're like, yeah, let's have this, this drinking holiday over in Tenerife because it's sort of like a rite of passage, really. So, like, in Australia, I think they go to places like Bali, and I guess like in America, you go to like Mexico for that kind of thing, and here, you go to sort of like Spain, Tenerife type areas, and basically they know that's what the Brits are going there for, so it's pretty much all catered for us, and that the areas that you go to, and so anyway, like I said, we were like we're going to plan this holiday, and Carly, who I was good friends with, um we were like, okay, we're literally booking this now, we're going to be booking this, do you actually want to come? And she's like, "No, no, I don't know. No, I'm fine. I don't really. No, I'm okay. I don't really want to," sort of thing. We're like, "We're literally booking this motherfucker right now, so like, speak now or forever hold your peace." And she's like, "No, no, Sean's her boyfriend says, "Yeah, you can go. It's fine, no problem at all." And this is back in the days of MSN Messenger, so we're all like doing everything over MSN. And then, we book it. And I think we used to have the thing where you could have your name, and then underneath it was sort of, I guess, like a Facebook status, like, you could put whatever, like, weird little thought you had, sort of thing, that you wanted people to see. And, obviously we book it and we're all like, we're going to Tenerife in fucking July and stuff like this. And then about like half an hour later, she starts putting like, all my friends are going on holiday and I'm not, and all of this kind of shit. I really regret introducing her to like emu music, emo, not emu music. That would be cool, but emo music, because yeah, she took that kind of shit really to heart. But yeah, she was, all my friends are going on holiday and I've got no one to like hang out with and all of this kind of stuff. And we were like, well, we fucking did say, we literally said, and she's like, well, I didn't think you were actually going to do it. And we were like, we were exchanging cash. Like, what do you want us to fucking say? Um, and then in the end, her old man ended up like getting her. It was like a few days later, ended up like getting her a hotel, which was like near our hotel, but our hotel was a bit grotty, but I'll get into that. Which was near the hotel. So I was supposed to be sharing with Sean in a room. And then obviously when she had a hotel and it was like I think ours was like a 2-star and hers was like a 3-star. So, he wanted the opulence of the 3-star. And so he was staying up there. Fair enough, no worries. I only tell that bit because there's something to do with the room that becomes apparent when I tell I go further on. Anyway, so we go over to Tenerife. I had like drank beers and stuff beforehand, but um I'd never gotten like fully fucked up, like like blackout, pissed out my mind. I hadn't drank like spirits and stuff like this. So I was quite fresh to all of that kind of stuff. So we got there, and it was really late at night, but there was still a pub open at the end of the road. So, or bar, as you guys call them, I guess. And so we lob all our stuff in the rooms, and we leg it down to the bar, and we start like getting drinks. And Dan, he gets everyone like these miscellaneous shots, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And he goes, oh, it's absinthe. I'm like, whoa, man, like I've never even had a shot before in my life, let alone fucking absinthe. And he's like, oh, right, okay. Well, nothing like throwing you in at the deep end then, I guess, mate. So we drank a lot of absinthe that night. And they're all 18. I was 17. I was always the youngest in my year. That was the thing, growing up. Um, so yeah, it was kind of funny how like no one checked my ID ever, because they just don't when you go over there. And then when you also um when you so say like if you drank like doubles and lemonade, or I don't know whatever shit that people drink, I usually just drink beers anyway, but they give you like they just sort of like pour it in, and it's just like, yeah, I guess that will do, and it'll be like that much sort of thing. No wonder everyone's so fucked up in these places when you go over there. They're just like basically giving you booze for free all the time, and so I was absolutely howling off this absinthe, and then the next day, all I remember is the next day I woke up on my balcony, and I'd made like a fort out of like the two beds, because like it was the bed that I was occupying and the one that Sean was supposed to be in, and I'd constructed this weird fortress out of the beds, and like had it so that the duvet was like coming over the top. So I don't know, it was weird, man. But I got woken up because the maid, like, it was like basically in my room, just like what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, oh man, like, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, you know. And she's like, don't worry, I've seen far worse. I'm like, oh my god, what is this place? And yeah, so I put all the beds back to normal. The reason I think I'd like gotten into my head I was gonna like start I was camping because I also started like smoking cigarettes properly on that holiday as well. So it was just like fag butts all around this ashtray, and I'd like made some kind of fire out of the toilet roll. It was fucking weird, man. I don't know. And so when I got up, like there's people on the other balcony because it was like this big quad of balconies, like all sort of looking in on each other. Like see the people across the way, you know, and I'm like, "Hey, you are they guys?" And they're like, "Man, you made some fucking weird shit last night." I was like, you know, when you're on holiday, what are you gonna do, sort of thing. So I popped back inside, you know, put everything back to normal. Thanks, mate. See you later, sort of thing. Sorry again. I go back to sleep. And then for some crazed reason, there was like doorbells on the I've never seen this before. Like doorbells at the room entrances. So I got woken up by this like really fucking shrill like like doorbell. I'm like lying like this. This is another thing that makes sense. It was a Club 18 to 30 holiday. And if there's any sort of Brits in the chat, you sort of know that's like it's a bit notorious, really. We were like the youngest fucking people there anyway, so, so it was weird. We were totally green to all of this madness. But yeah, so you have like reps coming around, but I didn't know this at the time. So I'm like asleep, I'm like totally zonked out, and like I'm like, fuck off, man. Because the maid has been. So whoever this is, I don't want to know him. You know what I mean? It's like, keeps going, like, fuck off, man. Oh, you're a persistent bastard. I'll give you that. So I get up and then I go to the door, open the door, and it's just this like, hey, it's fucking holiday rep guy, you know. And he's like, hey, how's it going, buddy? You enjoy your first night out here in Tenerife? Like, got this like spiky hair and fucking soul patch and shit like this. And oh my god, yeah, he was a funny guy and everything, but he was so sort of typical at the same time. It was hilarious. And so I'm like, what do you want, bro? Because I'm dying at this point. Because absinthe is coursing through my veins still. And he's like, well, what you got to do is there's this big gathering. Everyone's been going to be going down to this. It's this this bar that's open during the day, and we're going to tell you all of the things that are on offer for the week. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can be fucked with all of that. Because if I was on a family holiday, like the way my family are, we don't fuck with that shit. You know, we go on holiday because we want to go on holiday. We go on holiday. We don't go on holiday so that we can like be, you know, sort of like dragged around the place, and you know what I mean. It's just like it's not my idea of fun in that kind of way. Um, so in my mind, I'm just like straight away, I'm like, I don't think any of us because they rang my door before anyone else's. I don't think anyone else is going to be fucked with that, man. To be honest with you, and he's like, oh well, you know, there's free breakfast and there's free beer, and I'm like, is it? Oh, I'll wake them up then, man. Like, you know. And, so I'm like, boys, we gotta fucking go. And we end up going down there. So we're all like drinking like pitchers and pitchers of beer and eating bacon sarnies and all of this. And then that's when they tell us that, you know, there's this foam party and a 3 hour free bar. There's the other night it was that night actually. It was a 3 hour free bar that night. And then on the Thursday, there was like a free party. There was some other night as well that we went to, but I literally kept, oh yeah, no, it was fucking Judge Jules, wasn't it? Yeah, so it was a DJ night at this place called Tramps. But yeah, anyway, so you know, he's telling us about all of the stuff. So we signed up for those three things because we were like, we're not going to do what they want us to do every fucking night, because there's going to be at least one night where we're going to be like, I think if we keep spending money the way we are, we're going to be fully skint. So we're going to have to like take a night off or two, and just chill on the balconies, you know. But yeah, anyway, so that night, 3 hour free bar. I can't remember much of any daytime. That's the thing with a lot of this. There's a lot of I think one day we went to the beach, but the beach was like all rocks and shit. So it was like, this is a bit shit, man. But yeah, we checked it out at the very least. Um, so yeah, that night, 3 hour free bar comes in, and when I say this, I mean this. Some people like go, "This is literally the fucking most fucked up I ever was." I can say that in terms of drinking, at least, with absolute certainty, because I have never been this howling in my entire life. So, and this was the night that I discovered cocktails. So basically, the whole thing of it we went to this club, but it was everyone sort of sat down on tables. I can't remember what kind of show there was. Um, I can't remember much of anything apart from I was drinking a lot of cocktails. I was speaking to a lot of fucking people. I don't know what about at all, but I was absolutely ruined. And I took the 3 hour thing really to heart, because I was like, well, I'm just going to get all my innings in whilst it's free for these 3 hours, um, so that I don't have to pay for any drinks for the rest of the night. Basically, I'll still just be absolutely, steaming. So it gets to not even 12 o'clock, and I guess my mate got told to take me home, because I was like, nicely, it was from that rep. Hey, it's fucking rep guy. He was like, oh, listen, man, your friends are laughing and everything, but like, he's been out of control at the moment, so you're gonna have to take him home. And he's like, all right, okay. So, but the thing is, where all of the clubs were, um, so the way it was set up, it was like all of the clubs were like down here, and then you had to go up these like mega steps, which when you're pissed seem like the stairway to heaven. It just goes on and on and on, and all the hotels are sort of up this neck of the woods. So we come out, and I'm, like I said, absolutely wrecked, and I'm like going up the steps, and then I'm like, oh man, let me just have a fucking rest by here. Oh, Jesus Christ. And then I'll be like falling asleep on the steps. He's like, man, no, you can't. We can't just fall asleep on these steps. I'm like, yeah, no, 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 I know, man, I know. Okay. And I go for like a little bit more and then fall asleep on these steps. And yeah, that was going on for a while. And then we got to the hotel, and we get to my room, and it's all like card keys. He goes, oh, where's your card key, man? I go, I don't fucking know, bro. And he's like, oh, you're a dick. Wait. And he's like, so, like, we were here, and he goes, wait on those steps by there, literally where the bed is, right? Wait on those steps by there. Do not fucking move. I've got to go to the front and get this key card so I can put you in your room. I'm like, yeah, no worries, mate. I'll do exactly as you say. No problem at all. And then he comes back, and like, obviously I got told this. I wasn't really too aware of this bit. He got back, and there was like this group of people around where he left me, so he was worried, and so he comes along. He's like, "Oh shit, shit, shit," and he sees me, and I'm like, like lying down on the floor, with like just one finger on the step, just like absolutely comatose. And he's like, "Oh my god!" Like, picks me up and puts me in the room and that. And this is, like I said, this is before 12 o'clock is even hit. So everyone else is still going to be out for fucking a good while longer than me. And so it's like so we did the thing where he was like, "Well, we're gonna come along later, and we'll come and, wake you up and everything, see you're okay, and if you wanna hang out on the balcony, we'll hang out on the balcony." I'm like, "Cool, no worries." Um, so for all intents and purposes, at that point, I go to sleep. But I get woken up because I left my balcony open, and I wasn't on the balcony this time. I left my balcony open, and they'd figured out how to climb from one balcony to another. Which before we went, my old man was like, "For fuck's sake, son, don't climb from one balcony to another." So many fucking tourists on these boozy holidays just end up falling to their doom because they're like trying to climb from one balcony to another. In fact, uh, I nearly saw that happen and like very severely, but I'll save that to the night that it occurred. Um, so I wake up. No, no, no. I'm getting this wrong in my head now. So I go. Basically I didn't answer the door, but they'd come in. Like three of them had come in, and I was in my in my bathroom, um, and I'd thrown up all of the cocktails at this point. And it's just like I was just there, completely pale, like sort of sleeping half on the bath. Like this is terrible, man. I don't drink like this at all. I haven't drank like this for years and years and years. But yeah, man, this is why I'm like this holiday. I'm like I feel I got a lot of it out of my system. It's not to say that I never got drunk after that at all, because I was in my early 20s, for Christ's sake. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't even have the minerals to do this kind of thing anymore. Um, so yeah, the cocktails are up. So the free cocktails, at least I didn't pay for them. You know what I mean? So I've gone up. So we then go out onto the balcony, and we're all just smoking and having a drink and everything. And um, yeah, so Dan goes off into the other room. Um, he goes off into his room, I think, to get his speaker, and he comes back. And the thing is, like the doors there, like the front doors, they didn't like he assumed when he came into my door that it would just close behind him, but it didn't. They weren't like those kind. They weren't like fire safety doors, which is pretty sketchy when you think about it and being in a hotel. But health and safety aside, as it was quite a bit on that holiday, I guess. So he came in and he came onto the balcony, and he shut the balcony behind him. But the thing is, once you shut the balcony, it locks like automatically. So he shut my balcony, and my fucking front door is open when everyone's coming back from clubs and everything. And I'm like, Dan, you fucking idiot, man! Like, what am I gonna do? I can't get like my fucking room is open for every person to come in. If they want, they can just like all my stuff's there, man. Like my money's there. My fucking, what are you? You're an idiot, sort of thing. And he's like, "Oh no, don't worry about it, man. They'll be fine. We'll just tell them not to." I'm like, "Oh, what am I going to say? Oh, please don't steal my stuff, man. Like, if they're here to steal my shit, they're going to steal my shit, aren't they?" That's just like, it doesn't work. "Oh, please, sir, can you not?" And it's like, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it, man. I'll just climb onto next door's balcony and just explain the situation to them, and I'll just come back in and open it up." I'm like, "Oh, I don't feel cool about you going back on that balcony, but." Well, I guess you're gonna have to go back out on that balcony, man, because I'm not doing it, for fuck's sake. So he climbs over, and then we're there for a while, like 10 minutes. Like I'm still freaking out. I'm like, "Oh god, I hope no one comes into my fucking room," sort of thing. Um, and he and then this girl just comes into my room, and she's like, she's like, "Oh, your friend said that you're locked out here." And we're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you come and open the door, please, please?" And she's like, "Okay." And I don't know why, like for some reason, like she couldn't figure it out. I'm like, "No, it's by here, it's by here." And she's like, "Do you want me to fucking open it, or do you want me to just leave you out there?" And I'm like, "Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, sorry. Thank you for helping us," sort of thing. you know. And then I sort of can't remember anything apart from waking up in their room on their sofa with Baba the elephant playing on the fucking TV, and my other mate like next to us. I was like, "Why did we just fall asleep on this fucking sofa when our room's literally next door, man. You know, like yours is across the hall and mine is next door. Why are we here? So we wake up and we're like, oh, you're right there, guys. And she goes, yeah, you guys are funny and everything. See you later, sort of thing. And yeah, it's just the kind of place it was. It's just like everyone's there doing the same kind of thing, I guess, at the end of the day. So, you know, you can't be too aggravated that people are getting pissed up all the time. And they were cool anyway. So next night we stayed in, which involved playing a card game called Shithead. Or it might have been Take Two. Or I can't remember. Were they the same thing? I can't remember. But anyway, so we're playing this card game, but we're doing it for dares. So it's what we used to do in college. And, you know, just to make it funny or whatnot. I can only remember 2 of the dares, because what would happen is we'd have to send someone out, but the whole group wouldn't go. But you'd send someone would be like designated a witness to the dare to make sure that they did it. So I remember Sean, who was like this little ginger dude who was on holiday with us. He had to go start a rave in the reception area, and so we went along. And I remember I was one of the witnesses to that, and so he comes in, and there's like this big group of people come in, and he goes up to them like this. And he's like, "Oh, hey guys, just basically, I'm doing a dare. Do you guys want to fucking rave with me?" sort of thing. And then they all start really fucking going for it, and like they're like, "Ginger wannabe, ginger wannabe." And he's like, "Why is it people always have to say things about my hair, man? It's like ridiculous." I was like, "Oh, dude, you know, just because we're in like Tenerife doesn't mean that you're going to get away from Brits saying that kind of thing. We are literally surrounded by Brits pretty much." And yeah, so that was funny. And then the other one I remember was, oh yeah, Raf had to go knock on some random person's door and ask them if his cat, I don't know, we're like 17, 18, do you know what I mean? Ask them if his cat was in their room. But again, I was the witness to this. That's probably why I can only remember these 2. I was the witness to this, and he knocked on the door, and this dude, he's made this basically this naked dude comes to like angry naked dude like comes to the door. He's just like got his hand over his junk. He's like, "What the fuck do you want?" He's like, "Oh right, yeah." And Raf's like 6'2", you know, black dude. So like he was like, for him to be put out by it was pretty funny, because I've never seen him sort of be like, oh no, like this, because he's always like a really sort of, you know, out there personality, really loud personality. And he was just like, "Oh yeah, sorry. Is my cat in your room?" And he's like, "Well, the fuck do you mean your cat?" And he's like, yeah, my cat is, you know, it sort of went on, I saw it go on your balcony, and I think it might be in your room." And then his missus is just like, "Who the fuck's at the door?" "You're some fucking idiot asking about a cat. Is there a cat in there?" "Oh, what's the cat look like?" He's like, "Oh, well, you know, it's, you know, sort of ginger and white and, you know, sort of stripy and stuff." And it's like, "What, like fucking Garfield?" He's like, Yeah, a little bit. I guess you could say that." He's like, "Mate, there's no fucking cat in here. Fuck off." You know, slams the door. And you know, he's like, "I'm not doing any of these dares anymore." I'm like, "Don't worry, man. I don't think you have to after that," you know, because he was just so like defeated afterwards. It cracked me up so hard. Anyway, so yeah, that night we sort of had to, you know, obviously we like got some drinks and stuff from the supermarket, but we didn't get hammered. But the next night was the foam party, and Jesus Christ, was it the foam party to end all foam parties? I've never bothered to go to a foam party since, because I know it will be pointless, quite honestly. So we're like, okay, we're going to the phone party. So we assume everything has been taking place where all the other clubs are. And here's the other thing, right? So just a little side note, when you go down there just for the non-regular nights. So if you just walk down the clubs and you're walking down, deciding where you want to go to, everyone's going, "Oh yeah, come in here, man, come in here." But they're always trying to like sort of give you a ton of free stuff to get you in there. So it'll be like, "Yeah, man. So if you come in here and you buy a beer, you get another beer and you get 2 shots for free. That's you and your mate sorted, man." They're all like gift of the gab sort of characters. They're all like holiday rep types, and they could all work in sales. I'll put it that way. And yeah, so everyone's like trying to get you into their place. So we'd been to pretty much every place because we'd get our free shit and then we'd go out, and then someone across the way would be like, "Yeah, come in here, man. You want some fucking cocktails? Like it's like $2 sort of thing." And it's it was wild, man. Like I said, everyone's just throwing booze. I had more free booze out there than I did booze I actually paid for. It was crazy. Um, and so yes, but this so for the phone party, we assume that the same thing is going to happen. It's um, we're just going to go down to those places. It's going to be somewhere where we've been, sort of thing. Um, and but no, we all had to like get into. So they were like they're like, wear shit that you don't care about fucking up. Like basically, don't wear your best clothes and your best shoes and everything like that. And I was like, I'm just wearing like I don't know, just sort of t-shirt and shorts sort of thing. I was like, I'm not here to sort of impress anyone, sort of thing. Um, so yeah, I just wore my same old shit when I went up to the phone party. So they're like, get in this coach. So we're on the coach, right? And this is when we realized that we're like, okay, we're all a bit like green behind the ears here. And Club 18 to 30 was something maybe we didn't know exactly what it was at the time. We just thought they were drinking holidays sort of thing. And the guy, the rep on the coach is like, "All right, guys, so I'm who shagged the most people on this holiday then?" And like this girl's like, "Yeah, I think I have. I've done like 20 people. I've been here for 2 weeks now." And it's like everyone's just like, "No, no, I've done more people." And we're like, "Oh my god!" We're like sat at the back being like, we've literally just hung out with each other and drank. That's basically what we've done. Like, is we've like chatted to some people and be like, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" sort of thing. People always want to question you as well, and you're like they're like, "Oh, you're not from England, no, we're from Wales," so they want to ask you loads of shit about that as well. But yeah, we're like, okay, this is something else, I guess, sort of thing. And they're like, okay, we so when you go up there to this phone party, it's gonna be unhinged, boys. It's gonna be fucking mental. Like, I want to see you ravers on your worst behavior, like all of that shit. And we're like, oh my god, this sounds like nuts. And we go up, and what they've done is they built like an actual castle solely for raves and phone parties. It was like, but it was like a very new castle. It didn't look like castles over here, and it's like they've literally just built it in the last sort of few years. At that point, you could tell for that specifically. But it was massive inside. It was absolutely fucking humongous. And so when we go in there, first off, there's like people like on gladiators, they used to be on those platforms that were like high up, and they'd hit each other with those, I guess they were sort of like what they called like those sort of big foam sticks that they fucking whack each other off of onto the foam down below. Well, there was like people doing that when you come in, like, and it's just like doing that for t-shirts and stuff, and like people doing it topless and whatnot for t-shirts. And and we're like, bloody hell, we'd never seen anything like this at this point. And then the foam started, and to the point like it was like up here um we couldn't see anything, man. Pretty much like everyone, like you didn't know who was who in this foam party. It was absolutely ridiculous. um it was a good laugh and everything, but here was the thing, right? So this was this was me using my noodle a bit. um I noticed that on the bus back that, um, like, I was like, "Shit, man, my skin's starting to feel fucking ridiculous." Um, what's that? Wait a sec, I last watched your channel at 200 subs. What the fuck happened? People subbed. Um, but nice to see you back, Gotham Golem. I remember your name as well. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I noticed on the fucking on the bus back, I was like, man, my skin's starting to feel like shit. I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then all the rest of the guys are like, oh yeah, what we want to do, we want to go to this place Tramps because it's like like a proper club as opposed to like a bar, sort of thing. Um, and I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I can fucking handle this shit. So I was like, I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go back to the hotel. I think I'm gonna like shower this off me. And they're like, "Oh, you fucking pussy, you fucking pussy." And Charlie, who was Dan's missus, was like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna do the same. Well, I'm gonna have a bath." I was like, "All right. Well, what we'll do is like, you have your bath, I'll have my shower, and then we'll just like chill out on the balcony." Wait for everyone to get back and everything. In the end, they ended up getting back so late. We had a really good time and everything, having a laugh and just being like, oh, it's quite nice to just like not just totally destroy ourselves for one day. And and then the next day though, so they came home and they didn't shower or nothing. So the next day, the thing with that foam is it fucks you up. And if you're like wearing those clothes, it's like you're like a gingerbread man. You're like cardboard by the end of it. But we were like, hey, look how fucking loose we are. We can, hey Charlie, how do you feel? I feel fucking great. And she's like, yeah, me too. And they're like, oh man. And it took like some of them had to have like multiple showers to like wash it off because, like I said, that foam dries you out like a motherfucker, man. But yeah, I mean that was like an interesting night. To be fair, like you know, the night of the 3 hour free bar was probably the craziest. But there was just like lots of instances where I remember we came back one night and there was like this big fucking um there was like so the hallway that we were in uh, this I remember came around the corner one day and I saw this big like blood trail. Bit like, I don't know if anyone will get this, but like of the game Mad Max, there's a level where you follow the blood trail to, get to the end. It was like that. It was just this really thick blood trail. I remember turning around and going, "What? Where the fuck did you guys find this hotel, man?" And he's like, "I don't know. Let's just go inside. Let's just go in our rooms." We're like, Christ Almighty, man, this is nuts. I'm like, I've never seen anything like that, dude. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, is there someone dying in this hotel right now? I mean, that's a lot of blood, dude. Um, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, it was ridiculous. We didn't hear anything, so I guess everything was fine by the end of it. But yeah, so there was yeah, just like loads of weird little instances like that though. So I remember on the last was it the last day or the second from last day? For some reason, me and Sean were like, "Oh, let's go play it was a beach bat and ball in the quad." I think we were waiting for something. I think it must have been the last day because I can't see any reason why we would have fucked around with that otherwise, unless we were waiting specifically for the bus to shuttle us back to the airport. But yeah, so we were playing. Oh, okay. No, I've missed something out here. So Sean used to be really, really good at prank phone calls. So we were waiting about for something. I can't remember what. We were waiting in my room, and we were going, "Oh, Sean, do your prank phone calls, man, on the rooms around here." And because he was like really good at putting voices on and like contorting. So I remember he'd be, I don't know if this would even be funny to anyone else, but he's like, "Hello, you're right. This is Bobby there? Is Bobby or Betty there?" And like, just like these really fucking ridiculous, sort of fucked up northern accents and stuff. And he was doing it to this one room, and I remember he was like this, and he's doing his, doing his accent and whatever, and he goes, "No!" And then he just puts down the phone, he runs to the curtain, and he closes the curtains like this, and he's, like, looking out, and we're like, What are you doing, man? Is there, like, a sniper? What are you doing?" And he goes, "Mate, I just, they just asked me if I had red hair." And I'm like, "What? How would they even know that was you? We're in, like, a massive hotel here." So he was a bit paranoid at that point anyway, we I, like, skip forward again to the bat and ball thing. So we're just playing bat and ball, um, and, um, yeah, so we were just there, like, and all of a sudden we just hear this, "Woo," and then, and I, like, looked around at first, we didn't notice what it was, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" It's like, "Did you see that?" He's like, "No, no, I didn't see." I was like, "Oh, well, alright, carry on." It's like, Jesus Christ, like, that mate, there's, like, a couple of fucking, like, oranges by there, dude. It's like, "Oh, so maybe someone dropped them off the balcony or something, I don't know." And then and then and then there was, like, a grapefruit just, like, got launched down, I was like, "I don't know, this seems a bit weird." And then out of nowhere, like, this melon just comes down, like, misses him by, like, that much. This melon just comes down and just splats everywhere. And they were all going for him, that's the other thing, so, like, none of it was coming towards me. He's like, "Oh, can we go back inside?" I said, "I think we better, man. I think someone's trying to kill you with fruit here. This is insane." So yeah, he was, like, really, really paranoid because, like, not only did he have the the sniper, but then he also had, like, people fucking throwing fruit at literally, like, all around him. It was all around him. Like, I was, like, a good, like, 10 feet away, and none of it came near me. So I was like, I don't know, bro. I think you've got, like, a hateful fruit monger like coming at you." Um, and it was just, sorry, I'm just imagining his face when the fucking melon came down. It was so bloody funny. It was ridiculous. Um, oh, missed out a bit. So when we were playing shithead on the balcony, um, I was saying about saying about people climbing over balconies and how that's like a big thing. Drunken people climb from one balcony to another and then they fall off and they fall to their doom. Well, yeah, we very nearly saw someone literally fucking die in front of our eyes that night because like I say, we're all there playing cards, smoking, having a drink, being like, where are you from? To the balcony across the way. "Oh, we're from fucking Derby, man. You safe, man? We're from Wales," and all of this stuff. And we're just like, you can tell, like, the people who'd had the same thought that night because, like, obviously the hotel clears out and, like, it's like people who are, like, trying to conserve their money that night that stay home, stay at the hotel that night and fucking hang out on the balcony and whatnot. And then this so this dude up on so if we were like the second floor, no, I guess we were yeah, so everything seemed taller because it went down into the quad went, like, deeper than the rest of the hotel, if that makes any kind of sense, where the rooms were at least. And it had this big fountain in the middle. Um, and I think it must have been like 6 stories up from there. So they were up on the 6th floor, this guy, and he when like, there was, like, this much wall to actually put your foot on, sort of thing. And he, like, gets up, he's like, "Oi," like this. Like, dickheads always want to make themselves seen by everyone when they're going to do something really dangerous. That's the thing. It's like, you know, tale as old as time, sort of thing. So he gets up, he's like, "Hey, fucking, like, look at me," sort of thing. And then he goes to, like, go from one balcony to the other. And it was like a cartoon. It was like happening in slow motion. And he literally sort of, his hands were like that, and then he went like this, and he fully goes back, and he does like a full on like this. People were screaming because it was like, "Oh, we're gonna actually watch this." I actually said out loud, "I was going, we're gonna watch this fucking dude die right in front of us right now, man." And then he managed to get it back. He went fucking, and then just dived into the other balcony, and, like, we're all like this. People who didn't have cigarettes were like, "Oh my god, man, this is insane." I was like, "I don't know what this hotel is, boys, but like, I've had a good time whilst we're here, but I'm never coming back to this motherfucking place ever again." It's like this is intense. It's like blood trails in the hallways, people trying to kill themselves, like just going from one balcony to another. Um, there were other things that I can't really talk about on a stream, but whatever. Like it was just like a wild place, man. Um, and then yeah, trying to think, is there anything else of note? Because you got to remember, a lot of this site is sort of patchy for me in terms of my memory. Um, yeah, I think that's sort of all of the stuff of note, really. So that was my week lads holiday when I was 17. Um, first first phone party, first free bar, first cocktails, first absinthe, first that, I mean, I've got a funny story to do with absinthe actually, but it's nothing to do with then. I would have been like 18, 19, and I met the dudes from Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine in the club in Cardiff called Metros, and it was kind of trippy how it happened. Actually, I was at the bar. I looked next. The dude next to me is like going to spark up a cigarette, and I look over. I'm like, I went, "Aren't you fucking Travis, the drummer from Trivium, man?" And he's like, "Yeah, man," like because he's American. He's like, "Yeah, man," like I'm like, "Oh shit, dude! Like that's pretty wild. Like, what are you doing here?" Sort of thing. And he goes, "Oh well, we've just done this gig." Um, over in the Barfly Club called, but it was like a secret gig because I was like, I would have known about that, man. Like, how the fuck did you come here without my knowing, sort of thing. I was like annoyed, and I was um, he goes, "Oh no, we were here. It was under like a secret gig name. It was called Ember to Inferno, which is the name of their first album." I was like, that's why you snuck it by me. There we go. And I'm like, "Shit, man. Like, is it just you here, or is everyone else here?" And he's like, "Yeah, there's Corey and there's fucking Paolo, and Matt's like on his way and everything. And we're here with the guys from Bullet for My Valentine too, who are from Wales." Um, the drummer and the guitarist are sound, but the lead singer and the bassist were fucking bell ends, man. And I told the bassist, that's a different story, I guess. But yeah, so I'm like, "Oh shit, man. Well, let me buy you a drink," sort of thing. And he's like, "No, no, like I'll get you a drink," sort of thing. Because I was like really stoked. I was going to people like, "Do you know who fucking Trivia Man?" And they're like, "No." I was like, "What are you doing here, man? Like, fuck off." And I go, um, he goes, I'll buy the drinks, but you tell us what to get." And I was like, "Oh, sick, man. Like, well, let's get some absinthe then." And he goes, "What?" Um, he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, let's get some absinthe." He goes, "Oh, we don't really have that like back in the States. That's not something that like people tend to drink a whole lot of." I'm like, "Really?" Like, "Oh, I always have that when I'm here." And he's like, "Oh." I'm like, "Well, what do you drink usually?" He goes, "Oh, Jägermeister." I'm like, "Nah, fuck that shit, man. Like, yeah, we'll just have the absinthe, dude." So like, I go, like, get everyone like shots of absinthe. I was there with my mate who he wasn't that into metal, and he didn't really know who they were, but he started getting on with the tour manager and talking to him about like music videos because he was doing film. And we're like chatting and we're all like drinking more and more and having a good laugh and everything. And I'm just like geeking out big time. I'm just like, "Oh my god, man, that fucking like that set that you guys did at Download was ridiculous." And they're really cool guys, really fucking safe guys. And yeah, so um yeah, so I think the only way I linked that in was just through the absinthe, wasn't it? But they were really cool. Like I said, the guys from Bullet for My Valentine, I think it's Moose, the drummer, is really safe, and the guitarist is his name Padge, I think. I think he was really safe, but Matt Tuck, I think is his name. He's a cock. He's all the way up his own ass, but sort of everyone knew that already because they're only from like the town over anyway. And and the bassist Jay, who I had a weird thing with at a house party once. Um, because I've got friends who went to school with them as well, so it's like that's sort of why that came up again. Um, and yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's Absinthe is one of those ones that I don't think like too many people are like really key. The thing that me and my mates had was, well, at the end of the day, we're here to sort of we're on a night out because we're here to get drunk. So what gets you drunker quicker, more efficiently than absinthe? So yeah, we used to have that, and it's um yeah, just one of those things. It was really really cool night. They were really cool guys, um, and yeah, ended up getting some photos, but the thing was we only had, like, those old, like, you had, like, the old shitty phones where everyone looks like Lego in it, in the pictures, so they weren't really good anyway. Um, but yeah, it's, they were really cool guys, really cool guys. Um, should I tell my Jay from Bullet for my Valentine story? Yeah, yeah, fuck it, why not? Um, so right, so I had a bit of a crazy week, so I ended up going over to my mate Jen's house because I was like, I just need to sleep. I was like staying over this house, but they were like crazy people. They were like staying. It was every fucking night, and I literally didn't have it in me anymore. And I'm like, oh, Jen, please, for fuck's sake, like I just need to sleep. Can I just sleep for like? I just need to like. Is that you've got a spare room? Can I just sleep for fuck's sake? And she's like, yeah, yeah, sure. But just to let you know that we are having a house party here later, so it'll be like probably maybe about like 5 o'clock that we'll be back in the morning. I'm like, cool, that's enough time for me to just like get some Z's at least, because that's all I need. So I go to sleep and I wake up, and I wake up. My mate Jibs is like sat there, like on the bed, like rolling a, like a massive spliff. And he's like, "Oh, you right there, mate?" And he's just like, "Yeah, want some of this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, yeah, safe man." And I'm like, "Cool." And then like Jen's there with a coffee. I'm like, "Oh, I don't drink coffee." And she's like, "No, and wake you up, sort of thing." And I'm like, all right," because everyone was like, "Where's Ad? Where's Ad?" Because they knew I was in the house, and so they wanted me to go downstairs, and then sort of I'm all bleary eyed, and I waking up more, and I see that there's this girl in the middle of the room, never seen her before, and I'm like, "Oh, who the fuck are you?" sort of thing. And she goes, "Oh, hi, my name," I think her name was like Lucy or something. She's like, "Oh, my name's Lucy, nice to meet you." And she just jumps on the bed and she like gives me a hug and everything. I'm like, "Oh, safe." And then fucking matey boy Jay from like, I think that's his name, the bassist from Bullet for My Valentine, was like had his head round the corner. I'm like, "Oh, fucking hell, aren't you fucking Jay from Bullet for My Valentine? That's mad." And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm just wondering why my girlfriend is like sort of fucking all over you on your bed." I was like, "Mate, I literally just woke up. I have no idea what's going on, but obviously nothing is going on. So maybe you should chill out, yeah." And he's like, "Oh, right, okay." And the thing is, right, so I was listening to a lot of metal back then. So I thought, because like I was the only other big metalhead at that party, I thought, well, I'll try talking to him, because he might have been a bit stressed out because touring and that is annoying. The last time I met him at the fucking um, what's it called? At Metros, and it was a few years ago. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not even going to mention that because he's probably met so many fucking people. You know what I mean? Um, so I'm like trying to talk to him and everything. And he was just like really up his own ass. I'll say it because he got kicked out of the band for it. Dude's got a massive coke problem anyway, so he's a really moody piece of shit. And yeah, he was just like being like a right cock and everything. And I went, you know what, man? Like I've met you before, actually, dude, and it's not with any of these guys here. I met you at like Metros when you were there with Trivium, and I'm just gonna say like the other two dudes in your band are safe as fuck. Trivium is safe as fuck, but you're a cock, man. You've always been a cock. Like, you're fucking all the way up here and I just like unloaded on him. I was just having like a right go at him, and like because his mates were my mates, but like we didn't know each other. I'd met them like years later, and they're like, "Oh, is everything all right, Ad?" I was like, "Man, fuck that dude, man, fuck that guy." Like, it's like at the end of the day, like you know, there's no need to be rude like that. We're all here, like at a house party. We're all friends at the end of the day, and he's just there skulking around, being moody, trying to be all the way up his own ass. Like, it's like, no, I'm not having it, man. Like, so yeah, he would be on the other end of the party, and I would be on this end of the party. He's really short as well. That was the other thing. So he was getting really arsey, and then he was getting really arsey with me, and then I stood up, and he got less arsey with me. So yeah, it was pretty funny, man. But yeah, he's a dickhead, man, massive dickhead. But that's my Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine story, as well as my Tenerife, you know, lads drinking holiday story, I guess. So first and only. But yeah, I haven't read any of this, so let's catch up a little bit. I'm not going to read the whole what everyone's put. You can't just skim past that. I fucking love Bullet for My Valentine. Yeah, they've got some good tunes. Don't get me wrong. I had like, what was the album? What was their first album called? Shit. The ones with like Suffocating Under Words of Sorrow and um, Four Words to Choke Upon and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, they're Welsh, so I supported them big time. If you're like a Welsh band, everyone used to. I don't really like talking about Lost Prophets that much because it's a real sore subject for me. Because that was they were like the band, like in their day, when they were doing when they did like Fake Sound of Progress, Shinobi versus Dragon Ninja, and then their second album, Start Something, which is an amazing album still to this day, for that kind of music at least. Everyone knew Ian Watkins was a dickhead who was living all the way up his own ass. That was like common knowledge. Everyone knows. It's like 7 degrees of separation in Wales, man. It's so everyone knew about that. No one knew about that fucking business that he was up to, man. So he effectively sort of killed a lot of people's like, um, Start Something was like the soundtrack to my summers, when I was like, end of high school, beginning of college sort of thing. So it really, really fucking bums me out. Seen them live so many times. I saw them live with Linkin Park as well. They were supporting Linkin Park. And that's when they first debuted Burn Burn. I saw them at Reading Festival, not Reading, Leeds Festival. They were amazing. Man, they were a sick band for their time, definitely. Went all a bit weird when they started doing rooftops and all of that shit. But yeah, man, we all knew he was like a dickhead, but we never knew he was like evil like that, man. That yeah, dude. I remember that when I came out, I burnt my Lost Prophets hoodie that I had for years and years from a gig like years previously. I still got that CD, Start Something, with it signed by all of the band, and it's because I like and respect the rest of the band so much. But I can't remember the last time I listened to that album, man. Last Train Home, that was a fucking tune. Yeah, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just upsetting when a band like that from your childhood gets tainted like that because the dude is like actually evil, man. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like a dickhead. You could handle them being a dickhead, But yeah, that's something else entirely. Yeah, I mean, there was one where they were playing a festival where I saw Paramore, Real Big Fish, The Automatic. Who else? Oh, it was loads of people. It was a good gig that. Well, good mini festival, I guess. It was a day festival. Anyway, Drank 3/4 of a bottle of absinthe when I was 19 in one sitting. Ooh, shit. Next day, it felt like there were pieces of glass in my liver. I'm not surprised. Absinthe is well, it's also like a hallucinogen if you consume enough of it as well. Not like to the point of if you're like tripping, but you know, makes you see some shit. I mean, I remember. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to go into that. This it doesn't paint that friend in a good light. But anyway, smudge absinthe is deadly. I also hate the taste. Well, the good thing about it is if you drink enough of it, you don't taste nothing. Shanoa, I have the I haven't drank absinthe since I was 22, 22, maybe 23 at a push. Probably 22 realistically. Um, I have to melt sugar in it to drink it. Now we just do shots. Um, Arabeth Neverwinter. It's just taking the prize for the coolest name for sure in the chat today. I enjoyed it, but never had it since. Actually, haven't listened to that band. What for my Valentine or Trivium? Trivium was sick. They were really good if you're into that kind of metal. But for my Valentine, they had their day. I'll put it that way. You know, they did this song. I remember, man, when me and my mate we laughed our asses off when they released a song called "Your Betrayal" or something. I've never seen such corny shit in all of my life, but yeah, there's no point in talking about a song if no one's seen it. Anyway, Shanoa, his name is Jason. Yeah, so that's why everyone called him Jay. Yeah, Arabeth. Wait, that reads bad. Uh, what reads bad? Arabeth. Oh, what, the 3/4 of a bottle of absinthe when you were 19? Dude, what? I just told you about, like, my week of debauchery, and, that was the tame version, dude. You know what I mean? That was, like, me keeping it PC, or PG even, for the sake of YouTube. Arabeth, actually having this. Oh no, I read that already. Shanoa, that's a shame. He is a knob. He's a massive dickhead, man. Um, if it vaguely helps, they got Lost Profits bottled when they played in Dublin. Yeah, I like the rest of the band though. This is the thing. The rest of those guys are sound. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like no, he's a dick, man. It's just there. Well, he's like more than a dick. He's evil, man. He's evil. There's no getting around that. Um, like I said, it's just you look back and there's just like some things you're like, man, but you don't know at the time. You don't put two and two together and think he's trying to do things for fucking babies for Christ's sake. Arabeth, he took a bottle to the face. Oh, he took a bottle. Well then, fucking good. Kiss my ass. Ouch, lol. Wait, what did the Lost Prophets do? Yeah, basically Ian Watkins. I don't really want to say anything too if I get too gnarly on here, I guess. But oh well, fuck, I've already been swearing all the way through this anyway. YouTube will probably wouldn't even monetize me anyway. So yeah, basically he was always into younger people, let's say. But one particular incident, which is the incident that got him put in prison, was he was trying to facilitate sexual relations with a baby. So yeah, that is what um, why quite rightly he went to jail, and he went to jail for a long fucking time. I think he might be out now. I'm not sure. I haven't kept up on it. I don't tend to look up lost profits related things. My alcohol tolerance in college was so stupid. My roommate and I were pulling Everclear in the back of cabs before going to the club. Never again. That's funny. However, he really did. He did really bad stuff. Yeah, really bad stuff. Oh no, it was just Ian that got bottled. That's cool then. We're fine with that because he is a piece of shit. Piece o' shite, I believe they call it in Dublin. No, Chanel. I sent you SS of what Arabeth said. Oh, okay. What kind of intense malarkey is this going to be? Um, Our breath, oops, tired fingers, Q's what a baby. Yeah, yeah, 100%. I want to kick that dude in the dick. Yeah, well, you would have had to get in line after all of the people in prison, man, because they don't take kindly to nonsense in prison over here. Let's have a look. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, it's not wrong. Ye old marching powder makes cocks into bigger cocks. Yep, never a true word spoken there. Never a true word spoken. Um, marching powder, yeah. She knows what's crack-a-lackin'. Anyway, so, well, I think, I've covered a lot of stories there. Given that I am half dead today, I'm quite impressed I even got to this point. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stories. I mean, have you? Have you? Haven't you? Do you think were they funny? Was it like? Was it sad? Was it like? What do you guys think? Let me know. Let's have a look and see what other people are saying. Um, Usually I just get. Oh, these are all our breath. Coming up with. Usually I just get hammered after gigs or Christmas now, or at Christmas now. This conversation makes me want to have a whiskey. Yeah, well, that's the thing, man. It's like for me, because I didn't drink for like 8 years, and it wasn't because I was like, oh, I need to stay away from the booze or anything like that. I just genuinely wasn't that into it anymore because I was like smoking weed a lot, um, and I'm more of a chiller in that sense, I think. Um, but yeah, I will sort of I'll drink some beers now, but it's very rare that I'll even like, oh man, I would have had to have not seen a person for a very long time, and they have to recommend like having a shot for me to even contemplate that. To be honest, I much prefer um, like I. Here's my favorite setting for like drinking with mates is beautiful sunny day, beer garden, at the pub, um, and yeah, it's just got to be like sort of beautiful day. I hate spending time in like dingy pubs. Like just because you've done so much of it, man. I mean, it's just it gets boring. The floors are sticky, the music's shit. You know what I mean? It's like the booze is expensive, so usually if it's like a really nice day and everything, then yeah, I'll quite happily go chill in the beer garden and whatnot. But there is no way on earth. Like if you went to me right now, hey, Ad, I've got a week holiday in Tenerife paid, everything paid for right now. All you have to do is come with. I don't think I would do that, man. Like, to be honest, if it were like anyway going like for like that kind of holiday that I did when I was 17, where it was just like, let's drink our souls away, you know. I don't think I could do that now. No, I just don't. I don't have it in me. I sort of have like a block that goes in my head where I'm like, yeah, we've had enough now, dude. It's about time that you go home and you wrap a jeep. You know what I mean? So it's one of those ones, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't have it in me to get ruthlessly drunk anymore. Because that's like when you're in your early teens and 20s, it's just like the thing you do. Well, in the UK anyway, I don't know. I assume it's that place the same everywhere else. But then you have people coming over here and saying, "My God, man, you guys can fucking drink," and it's like, "Oh, can we?" This is sort of normal, man. Like, I met this American who I think it was in whilst I was in uni. I'm trying to remember where it was. But anyway, they were like, if if people sort of drank that way over in the States, then people would think that they were like an alcoholic. It's like, oh, that's just like Friday night, dude. Friday night in your early 20s. late teens. Um, but yeah, it's really it's got to be like a blue moon sort of thing for me to even want to, get past 6 beers or anything like that. Shanoa, they are always great, but then again, I am just a suck up. Lol, you are a bit of a suck up, Shanoa, but it's all good. No worries. Um, um, Daft Punk says hello. Hello. How you doing, Daft Punk? Is it all good in your hood? Shayna, I'm a chiller too. Yeah, it's the best way to be, really, to be fair. Um, Cusite's laughing at something. I hope it's something worth laughing at. Annabeth, you have to be in the mood for it, totally. Raf, I missed the stories. Oh, Raf, mate, what are you doing? Well, you know what? It's a good job that this is recorded and you can just go back and you can watch it any time you like, mate. We hope you're all good, man. Yes, you did. Cusite, my grandpapa used to make moonshine. Okay. My grandpa put an end to that one with a quick. Well, my grandma used to put an end to that one with a quickness. Yeah, and it's kind of weird, right? It's moonshine. I've obviously got some connotations in my mind when moonshine's brought up, because when I hear moonshine, I sort of just imagine the person who's making it. I'm not saying this is your granddad, but um, that the person is sort of wearing dungarees and with no t-shirt. Just one of them done up as well, maybe with a banjo is but I am purely basing that off movies and television, so that's all I'll say. um so don't come for me. um that will definitely do. Rewatch it, absolutely. um Qsite says, "No, that's accurate." Very accurate. Well, it's I am a student of the arts. Deep South Mississippi. Oh, buddy, in deep Mississippi, y'all. No. I was thinking, where's Kayla? Like, yeah, I mean, the thing is though, like with moonshine, is it one of those ones that like, can you just like drink that normally, or is it one of those things that when you drink it, you will go blind? Is that what's happening? um, because it just seems like I can't remember what the documentary was I watched, but like this guy went over to see. It was like this moonshine maker out in the middle of the hills, and no teeth, and he talked a bit like what's his face? Boomhauer off King of the Hill. It's like, oh man, oh man, I don't know, man, moonshine, going over here, man, this is craziness, man. And like they had to put like subtitles. It's I just love the fact that they had to have subtitles. I thought it was the funniest thing. I was like, he is speaking English, but it's not the Queen's. That's from watching too much of the Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I'm being told that that's accurate, so fight amongst yourself. Bahaha, you lol. Nope, yep, blindness. Nancy, I always wanted to try moonshine. This is it. I'm curious too, Nancy. I'm curious too, but I don't want to sort of become a moonshine hound, or whatever the terminology might be. Qsite, and the proof is not regulated in homes, so it's usually hella strong. Fair play. Moonshine is strong. Everyone's agreeing. I love King of the Hill. Oh, Anathema. How's it going, Anathema? How you doing? Is it all good in your neck of the woods? King of the Hill is awesome. Just to go back to you, Nancy. Yeah, I love King of the Hill. I was literally talking to someone a couple of nights ago about it, and yeah, it's just wicked. It's so on the nose. I love it. Raf, depends. Moonshine in old. Some moonshine is now sold in stores. Can be good. Homemade stuff can kill you. And that accent, yeah. Do you like my Boomhauer? Homemade stuff is always the best. Q's like, you can get some legally made now. Yeah, but is it moonshine really? If it's not made in a bath and it's not gonna kill you, can you really claim it as moonshine? Qzite says you can get some legally made now. Um, Nancy, especially when it comes to food, homemade stuff is always the best. Yeah, yeah. Always, always. Actually, I don't know. There are some instances, but yeah, if you're talking about like wholesome meals, then yeah. Um, and Shano says, "Hey, Okey cokes. Well, I got a bit of bad news for the guys who have only just got here. Is I'm going to be shutting it down soon, because well, I've been going on for a little while now, but obviously as well. Oh, I say obviously you didn't know, but yeah, I'm knackered today. To be honest with you, it took about half an hour to get the fucking thing up and running because my computer was playing silly buggers. But yeah, um, I told for the ones who've just arrived as well. I told my Tenerife stories. My when I was 17 and I had my first and only drinking holiday. So you can check that out on the replay if you so wish. Um, and also my stories of how I met Trivium and Bullet for my Valentine and told the bassist he was a cock. But Arabeth says, so what we've learned in the live stream tonight is to make your own moonshine in your bath. Always, always. If it's not in the bath, I don't want to know. It's like, oh, like over here, so it's a bit of a tangent, but over here everyone's like making like their own craft beers now and stuff, and it's like, I don't know. Some of them are all right, I guess. I don't really like that kind of thing, really. But it just tastes. I don't know. It just tastes like someone's trying to fuck with beer all the time. But it's funny when people are like, "Oh yeah, I made this in my bath, and like, I bottled it all up. Do you want to buy it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it. I'm not going to buy your bath beer, mate. Sorry, like, it's not in this lifetime." But yeah, I don't know. It's become like a trendy thing at the moment. Some people are good at it, but then you get some mates who are really shit at it, and then you have to lie to them and go, "Oh yeah, no, it's all right. Oh, you can have the rest of the bottle if you want." No, no, I'm fine. I'm good. No, I got everything I needed to off that sip that nearly made me cough my lungs up. The Qzite says, if you want it to be authentic and someone has to die or it's not good. Well, that's why you take two of you along to drink it because, it's a 50-50 then, and it's a bit of a party. Raf, there is a moonshine company that does flavors. Oh, my fucking ears just went out then. Oh, there we go. That was weird. Some are good while others are nasty, I heard. There is a TikToker, a sister of perpetual indulgence, who has tried them. Okay, fair play. The new Belle Delphine, but with moonshine. That's funny, man. I knew what you meant, Raph. So you just typed that then. Yeah, it's kind of funny, yeah. Raf, you probably know this one. Do you know the TikTok? This is a bit of a tangent again as well, but it's just because I thought about it the other day. That TikTok girl who eats sandwiches and burgers in one bite, and her mouth is like the fucking Sarlacc pit from Star Wars. You know what I'm talking about there, mate? Because she boggles my mind. Like that, I've never seen a mouth that big in my life. Apart from I got shown this video of someone who this kid's mouth was so big he could like fit a fucking Coke can in it. It's insane. And I don't know why. I don't know. That's just the beauty of the internet. Like, but you've just seen weird things all the time. But yeah, I was like, where are all these big mouth people coming from? I went to a party once with my friends, got really drunk. We woke up in our apartment. I don't know how we got there. Once one of us made pancakes, apparently. Well, if you're going to be a house guest, you better make the person pancakes. That's pretty funny, mine, to be fair. Although I can imagine, yeah, it's every if you when you go out and if you're doing it right when you're young, you're gonna wake up in some pretty random places. There's been plenty of times where I've been like, "Where the fuck am I?" Like, "Whose house is this again? And do we know them? How do we know them? Oh, you know them. Oh, right, okay. Fuck. All right." Yeah, I've had that conversation a few times. The big mouth chick, yeah. Yes, I can't watch it. I get nauseous. It's like um a snake, isn't it? Like, as because I remember the first time I saw it, I thought, because before she tried to eat anything, I thought, "Oh, bloody hell, she's got a bit of a big mouth." And then she's like, got this sandwich, because you guys do those like Scooby Doo sandwiches over there, don't you? Where they're like that, and you're like, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's got the fucking meatballs and mozzarella and like layer after layer after layer after layer, and it's like this, and then she just starts. I'm like, oh fucking hell, because she just showing off her food as it is that the TikTok, and then she just goes like, just I've never seen anything like it. It reminded me a bit like um shit, like like when Predator. It's like, that's what her mouth looks like. It's insane. Um, do-do-do-do-do. Don't know why I got nauseous. I've done worse. I don't know. It's I can fit my fist in my mouth. Fair, fair. That's a skill. You should put that on your CV. To be fair, I have small hands. Oh well, don't put it on your CV then. um, they were good. Yeah, I mean, she eats like it's kind of not so impressive when she eats like a Wendy's burger in one go. It's a bit like, yeah, I've watched you eat a fucking sub, so this is like baby games, dude. What are you doing? Um, Qzite, Neverwinter. Oh, saying to Arabeth Neverwinter, I just tried to fit mine. It didn't go in. I just bit my knuckles. Yeah, I've got a small mouth, so yeah, I'm not even going to try that. Nancy, I'm scared. I appear to have said too much. You said a lot of things on this stream, Arabeth, but so have I. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Shanoa, she used to do that make your face glow red thing and make her mouth bigger every time she said red. It's creepy. Yeah, that's weird, man. I don't know what that means. Make your face glow red by saying red. What is she like? I don't know. I don't even know if I want to know, to be fair. So if I'm being truly honest, I just realized that could be a can of worms that I'm just not prepared to open right now. Yeah, just send it to me, Shanoa. Nancy says, I tried to open my mouth and ended up gagging. It's a no for me. No worries, Nancy. Not all mouths were made the same. I can't, fit my fist in my mouth. I do have like kind of big hands, but it's yeah, I don't know. It's not something I really tried though, if I'm being honest. And I don't know if it would come in handy ever, really, to be fair. Shanoa, it was a trend on TT. Okay, fair. Yeah, some of the trends that kick off, man, you just think like, you know, um, Beth says, "Ooh, have you heard of Play? Playmatrix. I was gonna Playmatrix. Yes, I have. She's I did a video on her actually. Funnily enough, yeah. She's an asshole. she she's the one who I can't tell if she's putting that voice on because it sort of sounds like a cartoon in a way. Like, oh my god, like I don't know, I can't. I'd have to hear it to do it back again. But like, yeah, she's gross, man. Even if she is putting it on, like to say that kind of stuff to a girl who had cancer is just like revolting. And I feel weird about her dad though. I feel like her dad's a bit of a fucking clout chaser of sorts, but you know, probably belong together in that sense, I guess. Not in an incest way, but just in a family way. Nancy, I have a big mouth to run. Well, just start a YouTube channel then, Nancy. That's what the rest of us do who run our mouths. Um, Raf, not all mouths are built the same. I've never had any complaints. I missed that video. I can't figure out if she's like that or just crazy. I think it's a bit of both. I think she is. Sometimes I think, right, I think the foundation has to be there because, like, if you're like a good person at your core, even if you're like, "Oh, I really wanna get big on YouTube or streaming or whatever," like, no matter what, you're still not gonna allow yourself to go to that place, are you? Where you're just, like, literally openly mocking on open internet a girl who has cancer and is having to wear wigs, you know what I mean? Um, and all the other stuff as well. The rest you could say, like, maybe she's, like, sort of hamming it up because people saw behind the curtain and that's sort of gotten her a bit of fame or whatever. But yeah, I do feel it's sort of as with like a lot of those kinds of instances. I feel it's maybe like um, two parts real personality, one part act. Do you know what I mean? Um, because yeah, like I said, you're not going to allow yourself to do that. Like, hey, listen, I would love my channel to do fucking well, but I'm not going to do that for the sake of it because I'm not a piece of shit. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it depends on what your moral compass is like, and luckily I actually have one. Some people are pretty devoid, as we all well know. Shanoa, okay, I sent it. Sorry for the nightmares. I might watch it tomorrow then if it's going to fuck me up. But thanks, Shanoa. Thanks for sending it. Um, oh, hang on, I missed some stuff. Her dad is making bank in his last video. Yeah, exactly. No, he ain't stupid either. He got himself a channel because it was supposed to chronicle his weight loss journey and whatnot. But he's not stupid. He's got analytics like the rest of us do with our channels, and you know what does well and what doesn't at the end of the day. And if him talking about his daughter being a fucking crazy little wench is like doing it for him in terms of analytics, and he doesn't mind playing on that, he's going to do it. And I think that's what he has done at the end of the day. I don't get a good vibe from him. I definitely don't get a good vibe from her. Um, I think that family's a bit fucked up, really, if I'm being honest. But that's just my own conjecture from what I've seen. Um, but yeah, that's what I think about that. Then, really. But yeah, she's gross. Nancy, didn't she go on the Dr. Phil show? As do all shit munchers eventually, Nancy. As do all shit munchers. I may have said it. I either said it at the time to someone I knew, or I said it in my video, which is like, we'll just wait for her to go on the Dr. Phil show. Do you know what I mean? He's a sketchy guy. He's not even a real doctor. He hasn't been a doctor for quite a long time. I think since like 2006. So he's just Phil, really, isn't he? Let's be fair. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's my mum used to like Dr. Phil, but yeah, we went off him quite a while ago because he just says the same old shit again and again. And I think it's kind of weird to send kids off to camps, like when you're supposed to be a doctor and you think that that's like the best way to sort it. I don't think so, bro. Did you ever see Star Chaser: The Legend of Orin? No. Why does that ring a bell? I don't know. Arabeth, he's like 20 ads up on his video about her. He's got 20 adverts, right? Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Yeah, making the bank off his disgusting daughter. There we go. So yeah, you 2 plus 2 does indeed equal 4 on YouTube a lot of the time. That's the thing. See, it's like if it looks like a banshee and it screams like a banshee, it's probably a banshee. Arabeth. That's how I play things on YouTube. like I said, there's people who sort of, they pick up on something and they run off with it, because they realize that, like, people are only really watching them because of that particular thing. That's why I've always sort of been conscious of, like, not being too sensational like sensationalized on this channel, because it's like, yeah, I mean, it's it's an easy equation to make, that I could, like, go out and start some shit with another channel and my channel would grow as a result. But I think that's kind of like, um the way it seems to work is it works for a period of time and then it has a burnout period. That's the thing, see. From just from what I'm going, oh, like, there's like a burnout stagnation period, and it's like they never quite get past that point, because it's like it's the boy who cried wolf. You know that that person's just going to be doing the same thing again and again. So then, unless they do something even more crazy, which is usually what ends up happening if they're wanting to grow their channel again, then it sort of will keep escalating and escalating. But it's YouTube's maths at the end of the day. I prefer just sort of doing what I'm doing. I should make more videos. I've been pretty lazy with that as of late, and I should do that more. I'm aware of that. But yeah, I'm not. The only reason I would get into sort of any kind of open conflict with someone is if someone came for me, and they'd have to do some fucking messed up shit. I'll be honest, because regular troll shit doesn't work on me. To be fair, um, like, that's not a challenge. But yeah, I just I don't give a fuck about him. Um, do, 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 do. Nancy, oh, Arabeth. She reminds me of a girl I went to school with. Super annoying and dumb. Yep, so ticked all the boxes there. Arabeth, I can't be around people like that. Messy energy. Well, I was going to say, welcome to the drama community. Everyone's messy as fuck here. Nancy. um, nope, F that energy. Very, very, very polite of you there, Nancy. F that indeed, yes. Arabeth, exactly. Gross little gremlin. I like that. Qzi, Phil is annoying AF. As fuck. Smudge, the Phil show doesn't quite have the same ring to it. No, it doesn't, but it would be accurate. It would be certainly accurate. Inspector Gadget, yes, yeah. Qzite knows. Qzite's on the ball. Raf, he actually has never been a doctor. That title was given to him by Oprah, but she regrets that now. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I thought he actually had a license. Oh, okay, fair enough. Or was he like a chiropractor or some shit like that? Because that happens all the time. I'm a doctor. It's like, not really though, bro. Not really. Arabeth, never really watched him, to be honest. Ricky Lake was my jam. Yeah, Ricky Lake was sick when I did like that. Fuck, I haven't seen that since the 90s, literally. Qzite, lol, at Smudge. Everyone's laughing at Smudge. Nancy, sometimes I watch shows like Jerry Springer, not because I like it, but I like to remind myself life isn't that bad. I used to do that myself with Jeremy Kyle, because it was, you're watching Mania basically, and it wasn't because I even genuinely liked it. It's like me and my mate Dumpy would watch it a lot. Because we'd be like, oh my god, man, like, can you fucking believe what that person did? It's just like, I think everyone's got a bit of that in them. You don't want to be on that show, but you don't mind having a look every now and again to just be like, Jesus Christ, look how these fucking people live. Like, Raf, I sent it to you on Twitter. It's an old 80s animated movie, pretty good artwork with a mouthy sentiment. Oh, sentient ship. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out then, definitely. I've still got to watch your video actually, Raf, that I got sent the last time, so I'll do that as well. The story time. I just put it on the back burner. It's not forgotten. Back burner. Arabeth, the drama starting between channels is annoying. It's tale as old as time. Tale as old as time, because it's not even just exclusive to like YouTube and channels. It's like just sort of you get it in Hollywood with like actors and actresses and media moguls and all the rest of it. There are always going to be enemies and things like that. It's just whether or not you're able to utilize it for your own gain. It's just the question to be had, really, which most of them do. And it is annoying, yeah. But at the same time, w- why would any of us even be in the drama community? Do you know what I mean? Like watching any of that stuff if we didn't like it to some degree. You know what I mean? Because that's the funniest thing that I always find. I'm like not having to go or anything, but it's just the one thing that I always find really funny when people say that on like Twitter, like say something's happening and it goes on for like 2 or 3 days, and people go like, "Oh my god, I'm so over this drama already. I'm so sick of this drama." It's like, do you fucking know where you are? Do you know where you are, dude? You know where you are. You like all the same people that like I like and all the rest of it. You know where you are. Don't pretend like you're not up for this shit. It's just like it just makes me laugh, man. It always cracks me up. That one does. Some people are more invested than others, and that's like to be taken into account, sure. But it always cracks me up when it's like you see the same people who turn up in every live stream and every this, that, and the other, and then they have like the nerve to fucking say, not you, Beth, I'm talking in generalities here. They have like the nerve to say like, "Oh, I'm so sick of all of this drama." It's like, okay, well, go to the fucking cross stitch community then, dude. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, why are you commenting on a load of commentary and fucking drama videos? It's like if there wasn't any kind of like discourse, the videos would cease to be. So that's just my funny little observation about that. It always cracks me up when because I'm just thinking of certain people who I've seen do that a lot, and I'm like, oh, this old chestnut, is it? Is it? All right then, mate. We'll pretend like you're not up for it this time, but then you'll be straight in there like a fucking vulture. um, let's have a look now. Um, Not a challenge. Devin says he has as much as a license as I do. Um, Raf, Jeremy Kyle is just as bad as Jeremy Springer. Jerry Springer, seen it. Yeah, of course. He's just like the British version, and all he does though is he has a go at people for not working and stuff like that. That's sort of his whole mo. But the funny thing is he used to be like a gambling addict, and then like people thought he'd shut the fuck up, but then he'd be like, now he's I don't, he hasn't had that show for a while. I can't remember what happened to make that show go away, but yeah, it's just like you have yeah, so like you go to people, "Oh no, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that," and they might come back with like, "Oh, but you used to be a gambling addict," and he's like, "Yes, but I'm using my tale and my experience now." It's like, "Oh, hey, hang about, you fucking swept that under the rug for ages, bro, and now you're using it, are you? Oh, okay then, dude. You literally were having a go at people for having a gambling addiction and calling them pieces of shit, and now it's like it's okay to use the experience. Okay, bro, cool story, mate." Um, No, you don't. You don't have to watch it. Shanoa, I have to take off early. Need to deal with my kids. TTYL. Bye, everyone. See you later, Shanoa. I'll catch you later. No doubt. Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up soon anyway, so you're not going to miss too much, to be fair. Everyone's saying Taran to Shanoa. Nancy, oh my god, if you're in the mood to cover Nightmare Fuel, you should look into Shani for Christ. I think that's her name. Oh, I saw that name, but I'm not sure why that's kicking around, to be fair. So I'll have to look into that for sure. Nancy. Did you say you on Twitter? If you are, like, if you could send me something if you want to look at, and I'll check that out for sure. Because I'm sort of at a loss at what to do videos on at the moment. Because I don't do videos on like, definitely not smaller drama channels because it's pointless. But yeah, it's I'll definitely check it out and see if it's something that I have opinions on and opinions worth sharing or hearing. The Qzite, how I love how people act like we all don't willingly log in. every day to these damn apps and complain like, "Don't don't act brand new." Yeah, it's true. I do like some drama, but I don't like it when people start make stuff up. I don't understand that at all. Why the lies? Um, Messy business attracts messy people, Raf. That's why. At the end of the day, that's sort of been a thing that I noticed um, quite I'd say sort of midway, because I've been on for just over a year now. About midway, I was like, yeah, there's definitely credence to the whole, we're covering messy topics, and messy topics usually attract messy people of some description. So it makes sense that they're going to sort of find their ways into arguments and all the rest of it. So that's usually why, in my opinion, Raf. I'm not saying that it's right, but at the end of the day, you know, people are people, and it's just the way it is. I'm a bit of a cynical bugger though, Raf. So I'm just like used to that kind of shit. I guess I don't know at what level of cynical. Let's be American. I'll make up a word here. Cynicality that you're at there, Raf. um, Nancy. Oh, that show was cancelled after a guest committed suicide. That was it. Yes, no, I remember now. Cool, I remember because you fucking said it. But yeah, yeah, yeah. No, definitely, that was crazy. That was someone who went on the show committed suicide. I'd be up to. I've I've to be up at 8. Oh, you have to be up at 8 o'clock, right? Okay. Well, we're going to be ending soon. Oh, like you guys are keeping me here. No, I'm joking. No, I will be wrapping up soon because yeah, I usually don't like going past the 2. Because at one point I was like doing like I think I did like 3 hours and 4 hours at some points, but my voice it just gets so hoarse by the end of it. I've noticed it's getting less and less hoarse. But yeah, it's still. But I will be wrapping up soon. Don't worry, Arabath. Don't freak out. We'll all be back here on next Monday and we'll do the same thing again and we'll chat about all other nonsense I've got coming out of my little brain box. Yes, I will send stuff on Twitter. Cool, Nancy. Nice one. Long story short, she neglected her kids and had them living. Oh, oh, is that the pictures that I've been seeing? I just didn't I wasn't connecting dots. I've sort of been on Twitter this week, but not really at the same time. You know what I mean? I've just been like looking at like my positive Twitter. I just sort of, yeah, I don't know. It's just like a lot of shit was going on that I just wasn't even interested in. So, but yeah, that sort of slipped under the net. If you could send me what you've seen, then that would be awesome. And she blamed her kids for getting evicted from their home. Yeah, I need to see that. I need to see that because this woman sounds like bullfickery incarnate. Raf, there's a difference between messy people and trash. Yeah, yeah. Our Beth, however, my Killstar order finally dispatched. Oh well, look at you and your fancy Killstar ways. There we are. Raf, gods know I have been a mess in the past, but I never lied. I was never trashy. A mess, yes. Okay. Raf's getting a point across there now. There we are. So I was a mess, but I never lied. You need a nice warm tea for that throat. Yeah, yeah. It's well, I speak quite down here anyway, but yeah. Um Sloth, I still can't sell you my hot tub. I mean, message you on Twitter. What? Okay, what do you mean now? I'm confused by that sentence. Oh, it is 2:30, so I might be short circuiting. But what do you mean? 'Cause I don't remember agreeing to buying a hot tub. um, but no, I mean you are right, Raf. But I mean you're sort of asking me why these things are occurring. It's because that's the nature of things. I'm not saying that like it's cool or it's good because it's not. You don't see me doing that, but at the same time, you know, you've got to arm yourself with the knowledge that people like that do exist, and you just got to know how to combat them at the end of the day. Um, but yeah, it's annoying, it's tedious for sure. Um, do, 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 do. as we say in Ireland, slan. Bye, everyone. Rest well when you go. You too. I'll catch you next Monday, and it'll be the same time. It'll be 12 o'clock, so midnight. I do it at so I can accommodate my Canadian and American brethren who make up the vast majority of my audience. But yeah, always nice to see you here. Absolutely, Arabeth. But take care for now. Hope you have a lovely week. Raf, I am still wait for that hot tub as well. I'm being silly is all. Okay, right, okay. I was like, I don't remember this conversation. And yeah, I think with that note, I think it's getting to that point where we can see my brain slowly deteriorating like a cat's cradle, sort of coming undone slowly and slowly. So true. I just block them. I even block people who leave nasty messages on friends' posts. Preventative measures. Yeah, I've started using what do you call it? I mute. Like there's some people that I've blocked, but like for the most part, I just mute. And yeah, I'm liking my timeline at the moment. It's quite nice. I haven't got so much fuckery going on. Flareon Girl 360. Flareon, the Eevee fire Pokemon. Yes, no, see, I know that because I've been playing a lot of Pokemon TCG. Oh, or TC Go at the moment. But yeah, how's it going? Good day. How was your Monday? My Monday was good. I worked out for the first time in a while, so that's probably why I'm a bit tired now and I'm starting to crash. Because I've also been on here for a little while now, 2 hours actually. But yeah, it's all good. How was your Monday, Flareon Girl? Nancy, the stuff I'm going to send you is disturbing. I'm apologizing ahead of time. Cool. Well, thanks for letting me know. I'll probably look at it tomorrow so I don't give myself nightmares. But yeah, cool. Nice one, Nancy. Thanks for that. I do appreciate it. But yeah, I think we're basically all. Yeah, I've tapped out every last brain cell I've got now. I've been officially been up too late. I've worked out today. I only had a short nap, so I'm fucked right now. There are a few people I am proud that blocked me. There have been a few that smudged Noah and myself, and others have worked hard to have them block us. Oh, really? You worked hard for it? I don't think I've been blocked by anyone. That's the funniest thing. Is I thought I did at one point, but it just turned out that that person was on private. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna can it for now. Excuse me, because I am knackered. I'm genuinely knackered, but I've had a good time. I hope you guys have had a good time too. Always enjoy our Monday chilling and chatting. I'll probably try and have a bit more coherent shit at some point, but I don't know. I don't know if you guys just like me. I literally never have a plan ever like for these because whenever I do, I never sort of adhere to the plan anyway. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of it. I'll um, let me know in the comments, or I'll be posting my usual thank you for turning up on Twitter in a bit. So if you want to let me know on that, let me know. Not too far off from 1,000 now. So if you've got some sharing in your heart that you can do for me in terms of the channel, I would love that. And if I get to 1,000, I get the community tab, and then I can actually talk to people more directly then, as opposed to using Twitter, because I don't think Twitter is a fair representation of trying to speak to everyone on the channel. Do you know what I mean? And I like to be able to have that sort of direct contact, because you think I've got like 270 people on following me on Twitter, and nearly 1,000 people sub to my channel, and I don't get to speak to the vast majority of the people who sub to my channel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. If we can get there quick, that'll be wicked. But otherwise, I will say ta-ra to you guys. Everyone say night night, get some rest. Buenas noches. Nice. Good night. Hope you get good rest. Thank you very much. I'll be back here same time next week, Flareon Girl, if you want to turn up again. Anyone else who's new who might be lurking? Oh, it's 6 people, so it's just the hardcore in the chat. But yeah, take it easy, guys. I'll catch you on those Twitter streets. If not, I'll see you on Monday. Ta-ra!